Bah.
Oh.
Welcome to a special edition of the Bourbon Guild. I'm Dutch.
I'm Jules.
Dylan.
I'm Ben Richards, the Butcher of Bakersfield.
All right, guys. Q&A episode. So,
Wait, what does Q&A stand for?
it means shut up. Basically, what happens is, you guys ask questions of us in our comments on YouTube here, sometimes on Instagram, sometimes maybe even on Facebook.
For sure.
And we want to start doing this maybe on a more regular basis, every couple of months, maybe once a quarter or so. We'll
We have like just 3 viewers.
Yeah, but they ask a lot of questions.
They asked a lot of questions. It's awesome.
We want to compile some of your questions and take them to the table because we may answer some of them on YouTube when we get to them, but sometimes there's more to say about it.
Right.
And sometimes we don't get around to answering all the questions, so we want to make sure we.
And we're sorry for that, but that's why we're trying to do this episode.
We're only human. We're only human. So I'm going to basically throw the questions out to each one of us, like one at a time. We'll each take a different question on. But I want to kick it off with one that we all should answer.
Okay.
And this is a question from Donner Pass Whiskey. He asked us on YouTube and said, basically, question: I have a chance to buy 1 bottle at retail. George T. Stagg or William LaRue Weller. So this is the BTAC release. So let's just go down the line. Which one would you pick, Ben?
Weller.
Don't.
I like Wheated.
It's easy.
That's George.
George, wow.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it kind of switched
That is
Really?
after doing some
makes sense.
doing some
That makes
tastings.
All right.
because mine was going to be the Stag. So
Really? And I would actually go with Weller's.
Wow.
Again, so
So
it's a
there you
split
go.
decision here.
yeah.
And I'm not even the
Wheeler.
Wheeler. I'm not even the
Well,
Wheeler guy.
I would argue. I'd argue. Watch our videos.
Yeah.
If you think that your palate matches one of us, take that advice. I think that's the best thing to do.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think at the end of the day, those are both amazing bourbons.
Yes, no,
Yeah.
you're not
You're not
going to
going to go wrong with either. In fact,
especially
yeah.
at MSRP. Man.
Yeah.
So,
Neither one of those is bad. All right, so now we're going to just kind of go down the line.
Okay.
Now, this is a question about our scoring system. So I'm going to put this one to Jules, since he's the one that always throws out our scoring question. This is from one Quintanilla.
All right.
It says, I've been watching you guys for a while, and every now and again I get confused with the scoring. Dylan gave the whiskey a 1.5 for drinkability because the finish was thin and gone in an instant. Shouldn't the finish be part of the complexity score?
Wow. Great question, Juan. It is subject to interpretation for us, but and that's where I guess it can get confusing with how we answer things because we do end up mixing between those. But for the most part, in terms of its complexity, it's just the flavor profile itself. Right, and then the drinkability is where we categorize for the finish. So
but also drinkability is quintessentially: do I want another
do I
glass?
want? In its simplest form, it's more like
Let me give an example.
So.
Water is drinkable.
H2O.
No. Water is 2.0 in drinkability, 0 on complexity.
There you go.
There you go.
All right.
So
scientifically,
thin doesn't mean anything. Right.
Right.
Okay. Next
Good question, though.
Yeah. Good question.
We'll throw this one to Dylan. To be completely... Oh, sorry. This is from Lance Mio. I don't know what that... M-E-A-U-X.
Okay.
Mio? Maybe that's French. Maybe you're Canadian. I don't know. To be completely unbiased, it's hard to watch your channel because most of you guys are too harsh on your ratings. There's absolutely no perfect bourbon on God's green earth.
That's a good
on
question
God's
for you.
green heart to satisfy you guys.
That's a good
Dylan,
question for you.
So-
agree or disagree?
So I would argue that we're not harsh enough. Because as we stand, our rating system is invalid to me. Because we have, I think most of the scores are clustering 5 and above. And to me, that makes it invalid because what happened to the other 5? And so I think we're not being harsh enough. I think we're inflating the scores.
I agree.
And a lot of people who grew up in the U.S., and it's kind of ingrained in their psyche that, an A, B, C, D, anything below a C is a failing grade, and that translates to a 70 or a 7 out of 10.
Right.
That's not correct.
That's true.
And let me just kind of comment on ranking systems. So if we're going to talk about ranking systems, I think we should actually bring up, Kenneth Arrow. Do you guys know who Kenneth Arrow is?
I think this answer's gone on way too long.
I mean, if you want to actually have a conversation about ranking systems, we should bring up
It's like Wilfred Wong.
Yeah, we should talk about mathematicians. Well, let me just put
wine enthusiast.
Yeah, let's mention this, right? So Kenneth Arrow in 1951 said there can be no optimal ranking system because you can't have a fair and optimal ranking system at the same time.
Can I chime in on this?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I agree to a point because if I'm starting my preliminary score, I like the aroma, and I've taken a sip and I'm at a 1.5 out of 2 because I'm liking the drinkability and I know the price. Maybe I put a 1 of value. I'm already at a 5. Like maybe 2, 1.5, and 1, 4.5. Yeah. I've got 2 other categories that are 3-point categories that put me. So it's almost like baseline, almost every bourbon usually can hit a 4. And again, there's outliers, but yeah I agree. There's some times where we are harsh or we're not harsh enough, and it's very easy to get, hey, this is good but not great, but it's a 7 or a 7.5, or this is amazing and it's a 9.
Well, but I think the problem is we're actually inflating our scores.
Yeah, if anything, I would agree with that, but I think I disagree with all of you. Our scoring system is perfect. But let's move on to the next question. This one's for Ben.
All right.
The question from Whiskey Papa, our good friend.
Oh, Whiskey Papa. Hey,
says,
cheers.
I don't know why I gave you this one. It says, seriously, Dutch, can you stop nosing off the bottle? You have a Glencairn in front of you. That's our glasses. For a reason. Rest of the guys don't need your cooties. Every single episode. Your response.
Whiskey Papa, you are 100% correct. As you've seen, I know you've commented on this video, but as you've seen in the Woodford Reserve Batch Proof video, this asshole had to friggin' spill a 120x proof bottle of bourbon on the table to give it a 2 on the aroma. So while I object to the cooties, if he has to stick his face in the friggin' bottle to evaluate an aroma correctly, you know what? We'll suffer. But normally I agree with you. That's exactly what these glasses are made for.
It adds a hint of the brine.
And there's a briny booger flavor to our bourbon after that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
guys. Next question.
That was good.
We'll throw this one to Dylan. And this is a serious question. This is from Jeff Licciardello. I don't know.
We apologize for butchering the name.
I just Ben Richard butchered your name. Yeah. The question for Dylan is Eagle Rare a single barrel? I see no mention of single barrel in the label on the 3 bottles I have. Just Kentucky straight bourbon, 10 years old.
Because we have called Eagle Barrel single. We have called Eagle Rare single barrel.
So basically, 10-year-old Buffalo Trace, which is nothing wrong with it, but I don't believe it's a single barrel.
Yeah.
Dylan.
I think Eagle Rare. It's just not.
But it used to be a single barrel.
It used to be, and it's changed. That's the problem. Yeah. It at some point I think.
Well, they moved to like an automated filling system.
Yeah, so they can't call it single barrel anymore, and because of the bottling system, that excluded it from being called a single barrel. But I think they said that they try to keep it as consistent as possible. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of like an unofficial line.
Take our word
for it. Because in order to put that on the label, it is a very strict term. They can't do that anymore. So I think we do make that mistake because we're so used to the old Eagle Rare where it was a single barrel, and so that's
because of their filling method, they do try to make it a single barrel.
Yeah, that's what they said. Yeah. I mean, it's unofficial, but that's what they say.
Okay. So our next question, and this is regarding the whiskey events in general. So we went to one in Vegas, and we were talking about an episode. So this question, I think we'll throw this out to everybody. We'll just go down the line maybe. The question is from Stephen Smith, and he asked, how do you handle so many samples at one time and still appreciate the individual juices? So,
great question.
So why don't you go first, Jules?
Well, admittedly, it's hard. It actually is hard just because there's a lot of times where you're enjoying it. You're enjoying the moment, too, and stuff. But I think we got good with, for one, go with a great group of friends that you trust and stuff. I was with these guys, for a lot of the events. And I know. I don't really trust them at all. But we actually kept check on each other. You know what I mean? So we're also doing waters every now and then. They actually also provide a lot of water bottle access. Like ends up being available everywhere whenever you attend these kind of events. So you can definitely help pace yourself. And usually there's food to also help absorb all that alcohol. So
you guys have anything else?
Yeah. For me, what I did was I did a tour of what was available. Yeah. And I picked what my limit is. I mean, I think you have to kind of know your limit. Yeah. and my limit was I think 10 tastings. So I basically said, you know what, I'm gonna pick the top 10 that I want to try, and I'll see where I am.
Yeah.
And you know, I limit myself. And that allows me to kind of delineate the flavors in each. But that's kind of how I do it.
So I'm just gonna comment and say I agree with you both. I had a bottle of water I carried under my arm walking through, but two, I'm also not free whiskey. We were very discerning on what we wanted to try. And again, we were at an event where there were distillers from a lot of the major distilleries, and there were some that we hadn't even tried before. But we were very like, I don't need to try all 5 of your bourbons. Give me your cask strength. Give me your port sherry cask. Give me your wheater. Like, let's try a couple. And there's a couple we had some really good surprises from. Garrison Brothers, very good. Bell Mead, very. So we had never had an opportunity to try them. So one is pace yourself and be smart. Pick, like what these guys are saying, pick what you want. Have an idea of like, okay, I'm going to this distillery. I know I want to try that. If they've got something else, maybe you change it out. But they also had food and bottles of water, and you got to take a break.
Those
and
are
kind
key.
of
I mean, I had to sacrifice.
Yeah,
to be honest,
for
because
sure,
there was
for sure.
I remember there was a Macallan 25, and they were serving that. It's like, oh,
Scotch. We don't even.
We didn't even
But
go
I'm
near the
saying,
scotch.
like, oh,
we
man,
didn't even go near the scotch.
I tried a couple, but so my thing,
that's
I really
your
had,
fault.
I think, kind of 3 things, which is I tried to triage. Like, I was like, I want to try these things, so I made a point to make sure, okay, before I have too many, I need to try these few.
Yeah.
The second thing was carrying that water bottle.
Yeah.
Like between every taste,
Yep.
slosh it around, clear the palate a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the third thing was just kind of, you have to kind of realize that as much as you try, you're really only going to be able to compare this to the last one you just tasted.
Yeah, exactly.
Because just, I mean, your palate gets.
You'll
a
get
little
an
washed out.
impression.
Yeah. But you'll get an
you're not
impression.
gonna sit there and do nuance. And plus, you may get a sliver of a pour, so you may barely get a taste of it. Yeah.
Great
All right,
question.
guys. Yeah, great question.
Good
by the way.
question.
So our next question, I'm not sure if we want to have anybody answer this. I kind of want to read one of our other viewers' responses to this
Oh, yeah.
question.
Let's do it.
So the question from Stephen Ray was, Bourbon Guild? Is there such a thing? Can I ask what makes you a guild, and what are your qualifications? Just curious. Any SOMs in the group, distillery workers, or spirit marketers? And the appropriate response, I think, which was from Supa Dupa Playa Mac Numba, all one word.
I love
Nice,
it.
I
I
love
love it.
Which is, maybe they play a lot of Elder Scrolls.
wow.
Do you need any other response to that? I don't know.
No,
We just leave that as
that's perfect as is.
I don't play a lot of Elder Scrolls, but Dungeons and Dragons, D20 for life, baby. So
So I don't know. I mean, I am liquor business adjacent.
and I have a great palate.
everybody is liquor business adjacent.
I have an amazing
No,
palate.
legitimately.
With world travels around the world to sample fine wares from everywhere.
Well, I mean,
so.
I did for a period to make, some side money. Did go through the program in New York.
All right.
And, that's where you get ranked depending on your ability to taste and smell. And they have that program. So,
I don't know what you just said.
I don't either.
I mean-
All right, here's another question. Let's throw this one to Ben.
All right.
This is from Scotty B.
All right,
And I
Scotty.
throw this out to you mainly because you're probably going to make fun of me with it again. And Scotty says, don't you guys know how to rest the bottle on the glass when you pour?
Clearly not.
I've noticed this in on a lot of your videos. Just saying.
You're right. We don't.
But I have a reason.
I've gotten for putting the bottle on the glass like I did in the Woodford review because of the long, thin neck, and I didn't want to spill the thing. I know what you're saying. It's like, you really have to be delicate when you're pouring it. They're like, these are narrow glasses, and the bottle shapes, all shapes and sizes. You never know how that stuff's going to come out. You've got to really do the rest and pour. So, Scotty B? Scotty F? Scotty B.
It's got to be.
Scotty doesn't know. Appreciate your question, Scotty, and yes, you are 100% correct. We
Yeah,
are
you
still
are.
learning over here. And as always, put a link up here. Check out the Woodford Reserve batch proof video for my
I love the
critique on
self-promo, baby.
Dutch's pouring,
I
because
love
we
the
all saw
self-promo.
that.
all right, moving on. So,
You fucking idiot!
All right, well, so in my defense, guys, we
Long,
have
thin
microphones
neck.
here, and
Yeah.
I think we kind of want to get the sound of the bourbon splashing into the glass, and you get
And
that
not
a little
splashing
better.
on the table.
Well, usually you get that a little
We
bit
try.
better by giving it a little bit of distance. So, we do it for the quality of the programming.
So we're doing it for you. We're spilling bourbon occasionally for you,
Yes.
astute viewers.
All right, guys, another question here. This one
Okay.
is from Kind Lee.
All right,
Who has said some
kindly.
very kind things about us.
She has. He has.
He or
She has.
She says she's a she.
Yes.
And actually even said that we're the view, except for bourbon, which
I'm okay with that. I'm
Totally
all right
agree.
with
Totally
that.
agree.
So who's
Yeah.
who?
I'm Whoopi.
No, I want to be
We're all Whoopi.
We're all Whoopi.
But her question here,
Guinan. That's why. Guinan. Eddie.
this question actually, I thought maybe we should throw this out there because maybe this will answer some questions for some people. She says, "You guys are my favorite of all.
Thank you.
Wow. Thank
Love
you.
hearing each one of your
you.
thoughts. I also love / enjoy the different places you all pick for your shootings. Question: How and who determines what location?
Oof.
Jules, you're taking this
Do we
one.
want to reveal
Yeah,
some
take
of the
it.
secrets?
No,
Yeah,
Jules, you're up.
this is a green
behind the
screen.
magic?
This
This is a green
Yeah.
screen.
We can pick any location like that.
This is
I
when you have to show
will
the TIE
say,
fighter.
hold on, I gotta
So
do
we
a
can
plug.
change it like that.
Yeah, we can change it like that. I will say that some of the locations are based on photos we've taken,
just
including a
goes
bar.
green.
There's a bar in Vegas that we really enjoy.
Yeah, so we have visited those
Yes.
locations.
So you are right.
One of the
Yeah.
reviews, and I'd have to go back and find it, but one of the reviews, we have a background of a friend of mine who owns a tap room and brewery in Redwood City, California. Yeah,
The other one
that's
was
just, yeah.
in Las Vegas. We took a nice
Well,
picture
now
of
that
them
you've
all.
named it, hole.
We'll cut that. I can bleep it out. It's
Oh,
fine.
fine. Okay.
All right, guys, a couple more questions here. I think that we three on this end of the table should answer this question from DC Hotze. On the Henry McKenna episode, asked, "What's Ben baking? Brownies?" Well, guys, if you could smell what we smell,
wait. That was the baker of Butcherfield, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
yeah, sorry.
if you guys could smell what we smell here, you know that Ben is not baking anything edible. You guys have anything to add?
you.
Perfect. That's perfect.
Okay, guys, next question here. This is from one of our favorite viewers, Jester's Cap.
Hey,
Well, you're all our
Cap.
favorites.
Jester's
All
Cap.
three of
Cheers
y'all.
to Jester's
But
Cap.
But
More
yeah.
of a favorite
Yeah.
than others. This is in response to our Long Branch episode.
Yeah.
So this is like, it's a long, really a comment, but there's a lot to respond here. So, not a bad pour at all. Love the distillery, and I think they could do far, far worse for a celeb as creative director. Oh, I don't know, Mila Kunis. Sorry, Beam.
Oh.
Not my favorite offering. Reach for Russell's Reserve, SB, or Rare Breed first.
Okay.
So what do you guys think about that?
First
On
of
both
all,
of those. So first of all, Mila Kunis or Matthew McConaughey.
I can't remember if I've even had Rare Breed.
No, we're
and
talking
Russell's
about Matthew-
Reserve
Matthew
I've had
McConaughey.
and enjoyed.
Matthew McConaughey or Mila Kunis?
Oh, I love Mila Kunis. The fact I think she's one of the coolest people ever. Here's where can I run with this?
Do your thing,
do
man.
your thing, Ben.
Jester's Cap, I'm with you. Like I like the geek factor that McConaughey lent to the Long Branch bourbon and where they really kind of came from a place of 2 years ago where like we want to do this, and then they arrived and it really seemed like they put some time and thought into it. And I love Mila Kunis. I think she's an amazing actress. I think she's funny as hell. I like that she speaks Russian. And I think she's a very enigmatic personality, and I like who she is. I don't know if there's the same thought and depth into the bourbon that McConaughey put into. So I'm going with McConaughey, but man, Mila Kunis, like, hey, I love that you love bourbon. I also love that you love World of Warcraft, but I'm not hot on the new expansion, and I'd love to hear what you think about it. Email me, Ben at bourbonguild.com. McConaughey, I got a t-shirt for you.
Oh, not one of these.
Ben at bourbonguild.com.
Clearly, he hasn't been watching.
Well, no, remember he didn't watch to the end. And nobody can blame
put
him.
this
for
on
that.
the
all
credits.
right, all right.
But yeah, I'm with McConaughey, man. He really put his heart and soul into the Long Branch stuff.
Okay, guys, so as to the real question here is, would you reach for a Russell's Reserve or Rare Breed over Long Branch?
Oh,
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
I
but
actually don't know. I mean, like Russell's Reserve is a little bit of that spicy kick that and you like that from a wild turkey.
yeah, I don't know.
Rare
My
Breed is
gut
pretty
tells me
nice.
I really enjoyed Long Branch. I had a lot. Of
I
fun
really
with that.
enjoyed Long Branch
think I would
also.
just still
See,
go
I
with
would personally go for the Spirit. What is it? The Kentucky
Rare
Spirit?
Breed?
The Spirit, the Kentucky Spirit.
That wasn't even on the list.
Well, that's a wild turkey, the single barrel. I think.
Well, out of that, I
Well,
think
I'd rather reach for something that isn't on the list.
I gave the Rare Breed as a gift to
Yeah.
somebody. I think I would prefer
112.
Yeah, I think I would prefer that slightly over the others.
Well, we have a bottle of that waiting to be reviewed, so let's see how our numbers
Yeah,
start with that.
let's see.
Let's see. We'll
so-
make a decision then.
He had another part to this question, which says, as a side note, I heard the reason behind the packaging was intentional to attract newer, younger drinkers, a different but growing demographic, to a product traditionally viewed as your Papa's bourbon, complete with an image of a turkey on the bottle. I thought that was interesting.
I don't get that, but I'm old.
No,
So
but I think there is something to the fact that the Long Branch bottle is significantly different than all the other wild turkey
Well,
bottles.
right,
So-
but I don't think it's like holy shit, this is crazy, new and different. Again, I'm old. I don't get it. So, but okay.
It's not
Fair.
Blanton's Gold.
Fair enough.
Right. And what is?
Final one here is from the Linux Cat, all one word again. And this is really more of a comment than a question. And I just want to know if you guys think this is accurate. So the Linux Cat says, Jules seems to be a contrarian. Dillian, and I think he means Dylan, Dillian and Ben add value to the reviews. Dutch flip-flops.
I agree with that. I do add value to the reviews, and so do you. Jules doesn't seem to be a contrarian. We don't know if he likes bourbon. We're still trying
He
to
just
figure
likes
that
pink
out.
lemonade.
And
Admittedly,
Dutch,
I am just the layman here. I
and
do not have a
Dutch-
sophisticated palate at all.
well, no, you do fine. And Dutch, we don't know at all.
He just loves the one-off MGPs.
Right. Oh, this is fantastic.
All right, guys. So we tried to answer as many of your questions as we could here. Please keep the questions coming. We'll do these again. Keep watching. Stay subscribed. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Hey, I'm going to say that whenever I can.
That's true.
yeah.
And if you have questions, email me at ben@bourbonguild.com. Comment on our YouTube, comment on our Instagram, email bourbonguild@bourbonguild.com.
Info at
@bourbonguild.com, excuse me. But reach out. Let us know what you think. Are we idiots? We'll happily discuss
we
it
know
with you
that.
because we've got nothing better to do. So
And we appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
Seriously, thanks for
absolutely.
Thanks for
watching.
watching.
We wouldn't be doing
Thank
this
you
without
very
your
much for
guys'
watching.
support.
Yeah, Bourbon Guild out.